What is going on, All Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive,
four-wheel drive,
Brooks, the dog over there. Does it really matter what you drive? You know, he can't see us. This is your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd, alongside co-host Miss Kelly Boyd.
Hello.
We have just gotten back from East Tennessee. We've gotten back just long enough to not want to get up.
100%.
And I knew we had to do this one tonight because I've got some things. I got some things I want to talk about from this weekend, and some good, some bad about what happened this weekend. And you want to stick around with that. We've got some Ram news, something I broke 5 years ago. That Ram's been working on this thing for 5 years, Kelly, and now that Motor Trend and a few go, oh well, this is
no, it's legit.
Yeah, it wasn't legit when I had photos of this damn thing, but now it's legit. But we'll get into that a little bit, and we want to wish everybody a happy Sunday.
I was gonna say, is it a holiday? You said happy.
Oh, it's a holiday.
Wish you a happy.
Yeah, look what I'm wearing, for God's sakes. It's a holiday.
It's a something.
Kelly, why am I wearing this outfit? Well, I'm gonna. You can describe this because I'm gonna get up so the people can see what the hell I'm wearing.
I don't know that I need to describe it because once you get up there, I think it speaks for itself. Raptors and tacos and Mexican hats and all sorts of stuff. So this is from our good friend, Honest, friend of the show. It actually sent it pre it arriving. He actually texted me and said, "Don't let Dave be mad at what's about to come in the mail." And I think he did the same thing to you when he sent me.
He did, yeah.
Another,
it's a Tito's one.
Yeah, a Tito's jersey, which I haven't worn yet, but I was too tired to do anything other than
getting low effort tonight from us.
Yeah. So props to you for having all the effort tonight, for going in and getting it out.
Well, I looked in the closet and I was like, I gotta have something fun, and I was like, this stood out. This will do. So thank you, Honest, for sending this, guys. You ever want to, not like you have to send us shirts, but we have a P.O. box.
Yeah.
Kelly, can you remember it off the top of your head? It's been a while.
P.O. Box 356, Rockville, Tennessee 37153.
Get that, and it's always in the description. It may not be at the currently, but if you're watching this, it'll definitely be in the description down there. And like, send mail. What we don't care.
We're actually due to go check out the mailbox.
It's been a while.
It's
been a while. So anyways, but
no pressure, but if you want to, that's how you do it.
So tonight I'm going to start with where we were not at, and then we're going to get into where we were. So we had told y'all for many weeks that we were going to be in Detroit for the Woodward Dream Cruise. And we were up on the other side of Michigan 2 weeks ago,
5 hours away from Dream Cruise,
and drove back down and thought, okay, well then we'll drive up for the Dream Cruise. Mark and Jess was going to go with us, and if they're watching, by the way, I hope Mark's
in the chat.
Mark King, you can come in if you do desire. You do not have to. But so we were going to go up there, and a few events happened. So first off, Jess got sick and had to go to the emergency room. I'm not getting into the details of why, but it was something where she needed a few days to recover, and didn't think, she told us, hey, I don't think.
She didn't. No.
Well,
no, let me tell the story because you're going to get it wrong.
Let me drink.
So, so Jess was, she was down for the count a little bit. And so we actually got a notice from our Airbnb that says,
that's right.
Hey, your reservation's been canceled. Dave immediately calls me and goes, WTF, why was our reservation canceled?
Or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, why was our Airbnb canceled? And I was like, what are you talking about? And so walked away from my day job for a couple minutes, looked at our Airbnb, and sure enough, our reservation had been canceled. Come to find out, it was canceled due to quality. They were pulling the location off of their platform. They did not want to rent it to us. And I said to Dave, I said, Jess has been sick. maybe we take this as a blessing in disguise, and maybe we go to Stampede.
We pivot.
We kind of pivot and see what happens. And so we reached out to Mark and Justin and said, hey, this is what happened. You guys good? Or, would you guys be willing to pivot? Are you okay with that? And as a collective, we all decided that was probably the better option for us, all as a group. And so we pivoted and we decided to go to Stampede instead. Did an Airbnb there.
Quickly, and a treehouse-ish Airbnb.
Yes, it was actually super cool.
Oh my god, our dog
he's
is on diabetic medicine. He keeps tooting, man. And
sorry,
oh my
he's
god,
killing us here.
So if you see us all of a sudden pass out, you know why.
Yeah.
But, so the ladies were back and forth about
all these different places.
Where we're gonna go, where we're gonna stay. And I just said, look.
But what you don't know is that we were actually texting on the side, away from the group chat, trying to figure out the right place for us to stay. And then I put a couple in there, Jess put a couple in there, and then Dave was like, he calls me and he goes, just book the treehouse one.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so I was like, okay. I said, so Dave told me to book the treehouse one. So we booked the one that was a treehouse, and it was actually a super cool Airbnb in theory. In theory. Super cool location, super clean. It's actually like brand one new. Of three units that are actually open in like the complex that we stayed in. Super cool concept. Beds were terrible.
Yeah, they were about that thick. Old springs, like something you would have in a military cot.
Yeah. So they definitely didn't spring on mattresses there. Or if they did, it
was what, a $600,000 condo-y thing that had $50 mattresses. Everything else like had old school arcade. I was very happy.
It was all super cool.
Yeah.
So it was super cool. The only thing, the joke of the whole weekend was we took our daughter with us, and so Mark and Jess got the king size room, which we were like, yeah, that's what you're getting.
King got the king.
Mark King got the king, and Jess got the king. And so we were like, yeah, we'll take the bunk bed. Well, our daughter will sleep on the queen size above us. We'll sleep on the queen size below her.
Like being at camp.
Yeah, kind of like being at camp. But what we didn't realize until we got there was there was a metal spiral staircase is the only way up to our bedroom. And we're adults that are kind of clumsy sometimes. So that was kind of fearful the whole weekend. And then quick story on him. He gets up to go to the restroom in the middle of the night. And then I'm still watching TV. Thankfully, I was paying attention. And he was going to walk out the bedroom door that go down the steps because he was a little disoriented, half asleep. And I said, where are you going? He's like, oh, I don't know. So he goes to the bathroom, comes back to the bed. I said, that would have been really bad. And he goes, Talked to him the next morning. He doesn't even remember having the conversation with me. So needless to say, look at all the pictures, do all the things. Like I said, super cool place. It was not even a full-size bed.
And this has been Airbnb Nation, brought to you by Marital Nation, which is also brought to you by Ultra Rain Nation. So there you go. No, but it was a fun place. But we went to East Tennessee. We pivoted. We went to the Great Smoky Mountain. It's the longest damn name ever. Is it Bronco Stampede or what's the damn name?
Great Smoky Mountain Stampede.
Okay. And if you're aware of Jeep Invasion, it's the same people that do Jeep Invasion, which is a huge party. And they're trying to do the same thing with Bronco the week before the Jeep one. I've been twice. I've been to the previous 2 years. Room for opportunities for growth. But hey, this will take a few years. There's not as many Broncos as there are Jeeps. And speaking of that, I was on TikTok today, and somehow, you look at one thing on TikTok, and that's suddenly your whole feed. And it's called
a cookie day.
Yeah, and it was of the Jeep Invasion, and people were just shitting all over the Broncos. And I was like, and there was some lady, and obviously rage bait is all the rage for TikTok. And this lady, they were setting up the Bronco event, and she's like, look, they don't have any Broncos there. And I was like, you can see the people put a tent together. Like,
she was there on Wednesday.
Yeah,
the event does not start till Friday.
Yeah, back off, B.
So,
anyways, we went to that, and we're getting that in just a minute. But first, Kelly, before we do that, because we did not go to Woodward, and I knew there was going to be some surprises at Woodward, we got to talk about a little bit of what was going on at Woodward, and this thing right here popped up, and our background works perfect with this. Look at that.
It does. Look at there.
And Ford dropped a couple special Broncos. And what do you do when you've got nothing new to talk about? You sling some vinyl on it. You call it a special name, and there you go. You did something interesting. We've not got to talk about this all. I
No,
haven't
because
got
I've
to
not even
read.
seen it, to be honest with you.
I haven't really got to read much of the press release, so beg my pardon my ignorance on this thing. But Kelly, we've got this is definitely this looks like it's at the dunes still. We did not get to see this at the dunes, but kind of interesting. Got that kind of like that the sunset, like the Broncos always had a new way of looking at it. You throw a that's not a surfboard, it's a
boogie or no, what do they call it?
wakeboard thing or paddleboard.
Paddleboard, that's it.
Up there, and suddenly you get a fun way to get back in the news. I have to say, this obviously last week we talked about my feelings on the 60th
Here comes
anniversary.
Dave.
This is much better. This is a
Well, look
lot
at
better than the 60th anniversary, even though you cannot buy this thing. You could build this if you really truly wanted to. But this is more fun to me than what
I would agree.
We saw the 60th anniversary. But where are you at with this thing?
I actually really like it. I like the color scheme on it. I wouldn't have personally pulled this color scheme together. I would have never thought it looked well together, but I kind of dig it. I might actually drive it.
Well, if we were to have to let you drive it first.
Well, duh. But I mean, because I'm kind of particular on what I like, and I don't like to. I like a little bit of attention with my vehicle, but not too much where I feel like some of the other vehicles we see are a little too extreme. I think this is just enough.
Yeah, it's just enough fun.
And I think it's fun.
If you're listening to this and you're like, what the hell are they talking about? It looks to be a blue Badlands. Once again, I didn't read the press release. So don't beat me up about this. But they've added sunsets to the front fenders, to the back quarters, and maybe the rocker panels, basically. And I don't know what blue that is. I've got the poorer version downloaded here, but it's a blue with a painted roof. It's interesting. Basically it kind of looks like a first edition, except it's got different, it doesn't look completely Sasquatch. So but they released that, and then let me bring up the other one, because without the other one, who knows? You got to talk about these things. And here is a Bronco Sport. Once again, you throw the wakeboard on top,
and it was azure gray.
Yeah, okay. You throw the wakeboard up on top, and suddenly you've got a new Bronco. But they did similar to this. I have to say, of the two, this is my favorite.
Is it the wheels?
No, we'll talk. I'm going to hate on those in a minute. I like the what would this be? The D pillar, I guess. I like that sunset kind of on that pillar like that. I don't know, just something's interesting about that. I do like that orange. Looks like it's that
pops out a little bit.
Cyber orange-ish color along the badging there. Looks cool. Of course, this is a full metal bumper, so this was a Sasquatch at one point. So it's got the metal front and rear bumpers. The tow hooks being orange, that's fun. It's something they should really consider doing, because that's something Jeep does really well.
Yeah,
Jeep can, the most mundane thing that you would never think, they'll paint a color and suddenly you're like, that's a badass off-road vehicle. Like just the simplest things. But they put, let me get to this real quick. They put what looks to be the what was the
it's
Maverick?
The Maverick logo. Yeah. Emily said it in the comments.
Yeah. What is the Maverick
the
logo?
Lobo wheels.
Okay. No, that's what I was going to say. They're Lobo wheels, which I have to say they actually work okay with it, but it just seems low effort on that. And once again, these are concepts where they just do that. They're parts bins. Hey, let's do this. We can get a cool little bit of press on it. Brings more sunshine.
What can we make work with what we've already designed and make it interchangeable?
And there's probably already been somebody on a Bronco Sport going, because they're the same platform.
For sure.
I'm going to put those wheels on there. So now you know.
Yeah.
You definitely know.
Unbridled Bronco Jess says the orange accents seem unfinished. They do a little bit to me, because they do feel a little bit spotty in some places. But overall, I like
see the blue, the paint, the same paint color,
the sunset where it almost kind of looks like mountains even a little bit.
And you could almost just do that little part right there as the sunset. It might be something fun there. But I kind of like this one better than the other one, and I still like both of these way better than the
birthday.
And I feel like I'm like the designer who we talked to, the two guys. That was their vision. They executed it. A ton of people like it. It's just not for me. So I don't like people thinking.
And I like it more than he does.
And you do, which is cool. Like everybody has their own thing. But so Ford.
Mark King. A Lobo Bronco.
Right. Right. So so Ford dropped those while we were away, and they dropped one more special pony. I can get this. There we go. Get the stupid thing to cooperate. And this was something that Mark had I seen it come across my newsroom, and I just, because we were at Stampede, I just didn't have time, nor honestly the interest to really want to cover this. And so let me bring this up for
You
everybody.
have to remember, it's not just about you.
I know, but I am entitled to my opinions.
I know
in
you
this.
are entitled to your opinions.
So let's do the wonders of the internet here and bring it up. And so they dropped the Bronco truck. Now, I'm a big fan of the Gen 1 Bronco trucks. Love them. I don't like without the maybe the cab. I don't like the being roofless like this. I feel like, of course, back in the 60s, we didn't worry about his crash standards like we do today, but it just looks unfinished to me, which is part of my problem with it, I guess. But this was kind of fun. Okay. Yeah, we're paying tribute to the 60s. So that was kind of interesting. The 60th anniversary back here, the way they painted the logo, you'll see in just a minute, really mimics the Gen 1 version of this, except it's the body panels are.
And I would guess this is vermilion red, just like it was on the 60th birthday.
Maybe.
It looks very similar, and it also looks like Wimbledon white to me.
Yeah, definitely that. But yeah, so this is kind of it's kind of interesting. I do like they paid homage, put a real kind of just normal steel looking bumper up there. That was fun. They used the actual Ford badging on the grill, so that was fun. The old school badging, the logo on the side here is really cool. But Kelly, before I have my thoughts at it, where are you at with this? Because you really haven't seen this.
I saw a little bit of it last night, but one thing I would have liked for them to do, which I understand this is a concept and it's just like, hey, we're really going to do this. This is fun. But I would have really liked for them to carry over the grill from the 60th anniversary edition to this one. Maybe still said Ford, but the design of it, just because like, hey, you're paying homage to the old,
But you do know this is more of a trying to say more like a modern 100%. Version. Okay.
No, absolutely. And that's why I'm saying is like, if that was, if that's what you did for the 60th birthday edition, I feel like it would have been a great hybrid of hybrid, not in our traditional standpoint. So, but like hybrid of like crossing the platforms to one another. I would have liked to have seen that. Overall, I don't hate it, but I'm in the same boat as you where I feel like maybe it's because we were raised in the crash test ratings and all those kind of concepts. I think from a parent perspective, I go, oh man, there's no doors there. 2, there's no roll cage. Like that's the big thing for me is the roll cage, because I just see bad things.
And clearly they didn't build this. This
100%. This is not something that's gonna pass crash ratings to be able to actually hit the road, but just kind of some things that stand out. I think it's a cool idea. I think it's a great version of the concept to once you see the two side by side and really kind of see that,
which I'll bring up in just a second.
They're really paying respect to what it was in the new version. Yeah. In a new version of where it kind of came from. So I think that's super cool for it. But from a practicality standpoint, I don't think, do you have a picture of the console?
Yeah, I'll get to it in just
okay.
One thing I do want to point out, this is an actual tailgate, which Bronco people have wanted forever. And I think I have a photo of it actually flopped down there. You can see, look, this little steel bumper there. That's fun. And I've told you guys many times, for a Bronco truck, if they were to ever do a true Bronco truck, you put a real cab on this or whatever, I'm all in. I love that. I don't need much of a bed. That honestly, for most of our lifestyle, that size would be perfect. Guess what? It's not a Jeep Gladiator, so it's not still like, we don't have to go wide
24
angle.
feet line.
Yeah, wide angle lens to get a photo of this thing. But yes, one thing I do want to kind of point out, the silver seats, I do not like at all. I would have rather seen black seats to kind of match the dash. I'm sure it's some 60s design choice.
It's what's in the old one.
Okay.
So there's silver seats in the old one. Cause I actually a little bit went through this with a little bit of a fine tooth comb. Mark and I were actually talking about it last night, and it doesn't have 4 auto, or it doesn't have 4 auto on it. It is a stick shift, as you can see here. So that's interesting as well.
Classic, manual transmission.
And something Mark and I talked about last night, it was like, and for the record, Mark put it in the chat too. He said he would have one in his garage. He absolutely would. And I don't doubt that whatsoever.
Oh, it's hard. Mark's a 2-door dude. In a heartbeat.
For me, and Mark also mentioned this too, was I'd be concerned that the white, even if it's a washout floor, will not stay white. So that's a little bit of a concern from a practicality standpoint.
And Allie's hopefully, I don't know if Allie's had whatever going on just yet, but hopefully
no, it's this week.
Okay, well, just chill out, Allie. Just enjoy your peaceful time. But Allie says they actually scanned the tailgate off of Jeff's Bronco, which is it's sitting next to.
That's
so
cool.
We're going to get to that in just a second.
Very cool.
But yeah, so and I honestly I know the whole white theme, but I would have really liked to seen this. Just leave the black. I don't know. Just I would have liked to seen it more as a realistic looking. I know the dogs tootings are killing me, but more of a realistic black, floor and that. But
I think just a life practicality thing.
Yeah, but as a concept, I understand 100% what they're doing. But there is the actual Gen 1 version versus the Gen 2, and now Gen 1. Look. Got a kind of a silver dash in there. I feel like they could have. I feel like they could have done the dash that way. There's a lot of white going on in this thing as far as that, and even you can see just a little bit. There's the black. I feel like if they would have truly mimicked this all the way around
in just an updated version of it,
home run, and you can see the fenders here, the kind of that 50s flare out. That's what they were kind of trying to mimic there a little bit. The red there, that maroonish color looks great. I love the old school Ford tailgate. And somehow, if they were to do a true heritage limited, whatever again, do the tailgate.
Yeah.
Like people want that. They would be happy if their fifth tire was gone. But yeah, do that tailgate. But as an exercise in what can we do? Pretty fun. I do like it quite a bit. Just give me a cab. And I've been super happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I think it's super cool. I'm glad Ford did it so we could kind of see what there was potential out there for it.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see it come to market, but like Deal Me In for 2024 says, things that would have to change to come to market: real bumpers, sport roll bar, seats that have a shoulder belt. And I noticed that last night too. It's just a lap belt on it, but to the point, this is an updated version of an
modern,
old school,
like a modern representation. So clearly this started out as a two-door, and it was a non-2024-5 because look at how tiny the screen is.
I noticed that too.
And what they do a lot of times is they have concept vehicles. They go, okay, they done with that concept. They put it in a warehouse. Okay, we need a new concept vehicle. They just rip those apart and just start making them into something again. Definitely shows how far they've come though, as what they can do. The window doesn't look bad. But it was fun. This was fun, and this kind of made me go, oh damn, I would like to have been there for that one. Ultimately though, it's up to you guys what you guys think of this thing. But there's that tailgate, looks cool. There it is down. Oh, look at even the 60th flop down.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you were running it without the
tailgate up,
you can do that.
That's cool.
Yeah, tire looks good in there. Obviously they're using BF Goodrich, and then we'll get back to that in just a second. So there we go, Kelly. That is what Ford brought to Woodward. I know there was some Mustang stuff in there, but honestly, the Mustang stuff they were talking about, the GTD, is so unobtainable. It makes it very difficult to be excited to want to talk about it. I don't have $400,000 to be able to throw at one of those.
Right.
So.
And Allie did say that the concept is fully functional. Got to talk with Mike Levine about it. Super cool to talk to him about it when it launched last night. So that's very cool. I'm glad you got to be there for it. So that's super, super cool. And I'm sad we missed it because I think it would have been cool to see. But at the same point, I'm glad it's out there for you.
Yeah. And I'm glad we didn't miss where we're going to talk about in just a minute. But because had we not seen it firsthand what was going on, we probably would have never believed it.
Oh, it wasn't there. Okay.
Yeah, no, this
got it.
It was
just a concept.
Well, yeah, this was they were letting press go to see this thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
that just tells you how disconnected we are with what happened, or that I should say, with what happened in Michigan and in the Dream Cruise.
Yeah. But 10 out of 10 in the concept.
Yeah,
they did a good job. I think both of them, they're both just to keep people's eyes on Bronco. And they do gauge interest in this kind of stuff. Obviously, they're not going to build a throwback like that.
Sure.
But they could do something similar, street legal.
Yeah.
And, people have wanted a Bronco pickup since day one. And with the Gladiator out there, with Gladiator now talking about throwing a 392 in a Gladiator, that means Gladiator's sticking around for a while. So it would be fun for Ford to reevaluate the truck-ish version. I don't need the 4-door version of a truck. I think that 2-door is fine. I think go look, we're building 10,000 a year, and that's it. Dude, they're selling them. I really think they're going to sell them.
Maybe.
And it helps keep two-door around because it'd be the same chassis. So, what are they all talking about over there, Kelly?
I don't really know. I've been talking to you, sir. Yeah.
It's in Cali. Yes, because yeah, Cali. I know the one of the people that were there.
They were thinking it was Pebble Beach, is what was
well,
in the comments.
It probably was because the Concord is going on this week, so I bet that is where it was at.
Hey, Steve P, welcome in.
Hey, it's that guy from Arizona. Yeah, hopefully you're doing well, man. I heard some fun things about you this weekend, Steve.
Yes. And I saw Maya was in the chat, so
yes.
welcome in, Maya. Thanks for joining this evening.
Right, our animals are all up our butt because
they are because we've been gone for 4 days and they're just like freaking out. But yeah, so sad we missed Woodward, but we were glad to go ahead and go over and cover the next one on our list, I believe. Or do you have more?
No, I just want to show that you asked for this, and I didn't want people to think I was being rude and ignoring you. So
yeah, so one thing that Mark and I talked about last night too, when we were talking about this, is if you actually notice the HVAC in the middle or the AC controls in that, pretty sure that's what's on the Bronco Sport.
No, these are base. That's all base stuff.
Okay, so base with the
with the little person.
With the little person, yeah.
That's what base gets.
So either way.
I feel like it's the Pope Mobile. Hi, animal.
Yeah. Welcome to our crazy life.
But yeah, so there you go. I didn't want you to see there's nothing up here on the hero switches.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah. It's a base of a base.
But super cool.
Truck. There you go. All right, so next up I want to get into Great Smoky Mountain whatever Stampede. So Kelly, I've gone every year.
Yes.
The past 3 years. It started 2 years ago.
We went together 3 years ago, and then last year you popped in for the day.
Last year I wanted to go say hi to IAG and a few people. And so from year one, you remember year one, great concept. There you can see, okay, they've got bones of what's going on. Could be better. I'm not beating people up about year one because it's year one of
a new
what's
process.
Gonna happen. So last year, me and a buddy went. I took a friend over, and it was definitely down. You could tell attendance was slightly down, but I'm like, okay, it's still new. You know, the excitement of year one's over, and all the major people were there. A lot of the big tire companies were there because they're going to be there for Jeep Invasion. So, you know, it makes sense. I know the guy's game plan for this makes sense. Hey, it's
strategy.
Yeah, I want to do what I did for Jeeps. Kind of that last hurrah of the summer is what the Jeeps, because they're all coming from up north. I follow all the social medias on Jeep Invasion, and they all come from up north because the last time you can take your doors early off. Kids are in school.
I was going to say in a lot of those areas that are coming from, their kids aren't in school yet.
Yeah.
Those of us in Tennessee, they've already gone back to school, so it really doesn't affect us. But most or a lot of areas don't start until after Labor Day, so it allows them that last hurrah summer experience before they go back to school.
Yes. And so, you know, last year I was like, okay, I'm sure year 3 is going to get much better. Didn't see much talk about it this year at all. Even like paid advertising normally you see on Facebook and stuff. Just nothing.
I saw a few rumblings as it was getting closer to it, but I didn't see too much earlier.
Yeah.
Like hype up to it to kind of grow interest for people to put it on their calendars. It was more of the push that I saw was like in the last week and a half.
Right. So what from year one that you saw it to I don't want to give it away just yet, but year one, what was some of the things you liked about it? AC was nice in the building.
100%. AC was super nice in the building itself. A lot of the vendors were inside first year. I think that was where the majority of everything was, and it was mostly clubs outside. So that was kind of year one. You spent most of your time inside unless you wanted to go out into the clubs.
So they have like the big vendors, they buy booths in this convention center. And like Kelly was saying, they have some clubs, and then maybe vendors that can't afford to pay the inside fees, they stick them outside.
Yeah. But I feel like the majority of vendors were inside year one.
Yeah.
To kind of get that started.
Yeah.
So that's kind of was that year. Attendance was a little low, but again, it was year one. So you kind of expect that for kind of a ramp up period. We've been to Jeep Invasion, which is a completely different animal.
It's nuts.
From that perspective of like in attendance, but I didn't expect that for year one, probably not even year 2. So I wasn't surprised
Mhm.
that attendance was a little, I should say significantly lower than Jeep because it's been around. I don't know how long it's been around for Jeep.
I think 8 or 9 years for Jeep.
Okay. And it's a pretty major event for Jeep. So like literally they have clubs for Tuscadero Pink.
Yeah, they
And
have
they have
color
20,
clubs
30,
show up.
40 trucks that are actually there and go on rides together
Yeah.
of their color specific.
Supposedly, I don't ever believe this. They're like 30,000 Jeeps show up. Now, if 30,000 anything of one particular brand showed up, that's all you would see. Now, in Pigeon Forge, you do see a lot of Jeeps, but I just don't ever buy that there's 30,000 of them there.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised because literally we were telling our daughter this weekend, it was like, yeah, Jeep Invasion, like it's bumper to bumper Jeeps. Like
Yeah,
pretty much the only cars you see
Yeah, I guess
in
you're probably right.
Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge and all of that are Jeeps, but you know that there are other vehicles there. It's just that that's really all you see.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised at 30,000.
But definitely year one for some of the lower events we've gone to. Comparing it to Supercell East, it's a different monster. Supercell is more about the gathering. You're finally getting outside. This is more towards the end of it. You're buying parts, and not that Supercell doesn't have a lot of parts, but this is really what this show is about: is buying aftermarket parts.
100%. And we say that, like, when people ask us the difference between the two, that's the exact thing I say is this is a vendor show that have a lot of plug and play products for your vehicle that might even cross over into other vehicles, platforms in a few club things. But Supercell is Bronco, and the products that you'll see there are mostly Bronco specific that might do a little crossover and some other things.
Yeah.
But
and DME says maybe 40,000. I couldn't.
I mean, it could be
because not everybody. A lot of them don't even go to the event. They just go there. It's a gathering.
They just go there to be there all week.
Yeah. So we went in. We got there Thursday night. Got settled in Friday morning. Well, I know Mark and Jess headed over there a little bit early because they were wanting to they had a show and shine. They were wanting to put their Broncos in. And by the time we got there, it was probably 10. Still probably early.
Yeah, you and Sid went over.
But yeah, for content creation, perfect. There wasn't a lot of people in my way to do what I wanted to do. And you're thinking, okay, by the end of the day, it's going to pick up. So Saturday, we get over there pretty early thinking, okay, it's going to be better. And it just was never better.
It was better. It was better because you had the show and shine. The actual show and shine was that day.
Yeah.
So there was an increase in numbers, but definitely not what we would have expected for year 3.
Yes.
We'll just say that.
Yes.
We won't beat it up too much.
Yeah, and I'm only saying this stuff out of love. I like Justin, the guy that does it. He has the staff.
He has a great great pull out, great stat, everything.
Sometimes you can tell when people their intent is only to make money. His is not.
No, his is not. His is definitely for the community.
But so I took the picture I'm about to show you is about 1 p.m. Saturday. And well, this is what it looked like.
There were more than just those people there. Let's be clear.
Yes, but for a 1 p.m. on a Saturday, this was this was not good.
Yeah, it wasn't. So with Jeep Invasion, not saying don't come to this event. Please don't take this as don't come to this event.
No, I want you to come to this event.
It's just that the attendance isn't there yet.
I don't think the name's gotten out.
I don't think it has, because I know that there were in some of the groups that I'm in, people were actually asking, wait, what is this event about? Wait, this is right down the road for me. Oh man, I can't make it. I didn't know that it was coming. So I think that's kind of the challenge is the word is not necessarily out on this one just yet, except for in the Jeep community, because the Jeep community seems to know that the Bronco event is in there. Like you said earlier.
Yeah. They love to poo on this for some reason.
Kind of love to poo and be like, this event can't show up.
It's like they don't even realize it's the same promoter.
Right.
You're just being a dick to the guy that helped you get a cool event going on.
Right. So all that to be said, we want you to go to this event. So please don't take us being like, the attendance wasn't there. Take this as the attendance wasn't there because more people need to show up and go to this event. Yeah. Like Jess said, it was great to see some vendors return that missed last year and some new ones for sure.
Rob, to that point, they went to Cades Cove and stuff like that, but it was maybe a dozen. it was not a lot of people leaving. And the thing that pisses me off in a sense, not that people want to go on rides, but the fact of this thing is it's open from like 9 to 5. You have very limited time. And I know with the Jeep one, they were trying to schedule rides for the Jeep one, I think, to keep people away from the event.
Mm-hmm.
They're not scheduling rides for this. This is just people coming in town, buddies hanging out, wanting to go do the rides. But it was like, damn it, man, they need you
right
in the building or in the show and shine, because the show and shine area still has like IAG has their massive trailer out there. You know, for a company like them, who is a mid-tier company as far as what companies show up,
right?
Some of the billion-dollar companies that show up, dude, I forget, I think it was their 10 grand just to get a trailer there, something to that nature,
in fuel and everything. Yeah.
And so that's an investment. Just that is an investment, let alone the people you have to hire. And IAG does first class. They always have a lot of people on hand,
and they always take care of their
like
people
5
too.
booths, I think, where they were doing installs,
something like that. So yeah, so that to be said is just kind of consider what the vendors are doing to get there for you, to have product on site and be there for you, to make sure that you have it easily available for you. Of course, our friends were Mountains to Metal were there as well, as you can see.
There's
always
Pops.
Great to hang out
There's
with them.
Pops.
Yeah. And so really the whole feedback on this is go next year. Go to this event next year, which we know it can be a challenge for those that are closer to Woodward versus down here. We've actually talked to Justin about, hey, can you like maybe flip the weekends?
Well,
maybe
and I know Allie said that, but the problem he has is
I was going to tell them.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
We've actually talked to Justin about if you could flip the weekends, it probably would do better for the show. But he's mentioned, he's like, yeah, you know what? There's too many kids that are already back in school by the time you hit after Jeep Invasion, that he'd be afraid that the attendance would go down from that perspective. But it wouldn't be competing with Woodward. So there's that.
Do we have a holiday coming up as well?
Labor Day is after that.
And I know for Labor there's Mustang. There's like every weekend has
something going on,
a big car event for this. So he's really hamstringed to this. And plus, if you do the Jeep one, it's going to be harder for the smaller event being the next weekend to keep some of the big vendors there, because they're like,
what's the reason I should stay?
Yeah, I need it. But to get them there the week before is a little easier.
But yeah, unfortunately, Ali said swap weekends. Yeah, unfortunately, he's not going to swap weekends because Jeep Invasion literally happens on the same, from my understanding, it's the same weekend every year in August. So it would be.
And Jeep Invasion, you can't see the cars here.
No.
This is so packed.
It's shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, it's
walking
nuts.
Through there.
It's nuts. But to all of that, we still had a great time at the event, and I do encourage people to come to this. The show and shine, like, is fun. I like to see all the craziness or the like really cool stuff like this. But once again, out here there are vendors that you can buy from. I think it was only like $15 to get into.
Yeah,
relatively pretty cheap, really
cheaper for Bronco than it was for Jeep, for sure.
And I think it was free parking out of the event.
I think so, yeah.
But this here, my daughter is a big UT fan, so we saw this one late. This is day 2 after we saw it, but we saw it late that Friday, and she went nuts about this thing. And we did the video where you two girls picked your top 10.
Yep.
This was one of Sydney's 2.
So we picked our top 10 on Friday, and then we were walking back through and videoed it, did it all. He edited it, dropped it on Friday and everything. And then we were walking back outside the next day, and the owners actually happened to be out there. The window was open, and Dave actually went over and was like, hey, can
no, I told her, I told the lady, I said, hey, just want you to know, your Bronco made my daughter's day.
Yeah.
Like and then she goes, I saw the video.
She said,
she was jumping around. I was like, yes.
She's like, I was so excited. And so then, Dave got a picture with her in front of it. And then he was like,
I want to see if she could sit in.
He was like, do you mind? Can she sit in? She's like, absolutely, get in there. And what we didn't get on video, which would have just been the icing on the cake, I think, for you all to see the true experience, was the husband goes, hey, do you want to start it? And she was like, oh, yes, I want to start it. And they even I think they might have been being real about it, but we were not going to take them up on that. But they were like, does she want to drive it? And Sydney even goes, nope, no, I don't want to drive it, because she knows she's not.
I think he would have
she's not
taken her
there.
out and let her
I
drive
think
it,
he
too.
would have too, for sure. And so like this truly made her weekend.
Yes.
And she just living her best life.
Yes, but well done. I like that quite a bit.
Yes, Crush the Bronco. Check
Yep.
him out on Instagram.
_ Bronco, right?
Yes, Crush_Bronco on Instagram. So definitely check it out.
But I mean, all the fun stuff was out there. You know, there's IAG booth behind us, but this was a nice wrap on this thing. The wheels are not my flavor, but you know what? It's not my Bronco either. So, and they're allowed to do whatever they want. But I kind of like the pink on it.
Yeah,
I thought it was fun.
I do too. Honestly, had we seen this one Friday when we did our walk around, it might have made the top 10 for me.
Well, and it might have beat out Sandra's pink rhino.
It might have too.
Yeah,
just because this color is totally up.
Yeah,
Sydney's
it's
alley.
that kind of Barbie color.
Yeah, for sure.
What else we got here? Now, Bronco probably for me of the week, and there's not a ton done to this one, but this is John Carson's Bronco Raptor that he just got. Like I said, not a ton to it, but that ruby red on this thing, oh my god, man. It looks so good. I love the I believe this is a turn off-road front attachment to the capable bumper there. Looks great. Of course, the tow hooks are all fun. And he put actual beadlocks on the beadlock capable wheels. And those are, if you look at them, those are normal Sasquatch wheels. So those aren't Raptor wheels. And that looks freaking amazing. John, you knocked it out of the park. I believe that's turns rock rails on there as well. But, you know, it just shows like, you know, those lights, definitely, those are KC lights, so they're probably stupid expensive, $3,000 probably. But you don't have to do a ton to them to make them look really, really cool. I know you were eyeing this color quite a bit.
I was like,
it brought back vibes of Rebecca.
Pretty amazing. It did. It's a nice hybrid of Rebecca and Ghost for us here.
Yeah.
Go up to Deal Me In real quick. So just to kind of talk about attendance again, really, and this is probably very much the truth here in this situation. And remember, Bronco was not existent for 25 years.
We talked about this. Remember, all four of us talked about this.
And I'll go ahead and say original or early Broncos do not support the Stampede. I won't say they 100% don't support it, because we did see a few there, and one of them made the top 10 for us.
But that green, oh my god, that green was beautiful.
But to say it was 99.9% 6th gen.
That's where Supercell does a better job, because they've been holding kind of that
working on bridging that.
They were the torchbearer when there was no Broncos forever. So they've done a really good job of that. And I'll be honest, nothing against 1st gen, 2nd gen, 3rd gen owners. They don't want to mesh with the 6th gens, it seems like.
A little bit.
And it's something that I talked about with Bronco about this is, or with Jeep, you know, you think of the old CJs, there were rust buckets. Nobody, like, if you could find one now that's not all rusted up.
Right.
There was just that weird, until you got to the kind of a YJ period in the late 80s, when they were still affordable and people were starting to buy recreational vehicles like that, all the way till now. So if you think about it, Jeep's got about 30 years on Bronco right now of like lots of aftermarket. You know, you get into the TJs, then you get into the JKs and all what were the JLs now, and the JT trucks. They've had all this years to create. Now, guess what? You know, in 30 some years ago, I was in high school. I've got a couple kids now.
Right.
You've got generational people that are used to going to these things.
Right.
A lot of the beach events out in Daytona, that's huge. And that's been going on for 25, 30 years. So they have a history of this, where Bronco does not have that. And me, you, Mark, and Jess, we're all talking about like Gen 1. And I'm not pooing on Gen 1 guy, because I would be in the garage. There would be 100%. A Generation 1 there, but they don't play well. And I think it's because there is a massive generation gap.
Oh, I completely agree, because there's not that generational love unless your parents were lucky enough to have one, you know, during that time. And to your point, their memories probably are going to Supercell instead of, you know, Stampede, because obviously Stampede's only been around for a few years. So to that point, absolutely, I would agree that there's already that generational love in the Jeep, like year over year over year with your kids. And so you are trying to play catch up a little bit with that love to try to bridge that gap between.
And that's maybe where Stampede could do a better job of trying to figure out, because even their Show and Shine award show was it was kind of goofy, of like, it was just like, here's a few awards, that's it. They didn't really consider like like Tom does with Supercell. There's a kind of a first gen, second gen, third gen. He makes sure that they're all represented.
Well, and I imagine that's probably a challenge that Justin probably has because of the, being heavily 6th gen in attendance, that, it's kind of hard to, but we talked about this on Saturday night, that that maybe a feedback on the awards of it is, best in show for vehicle that's unrealistic for a daily driver.
What was that cotton candy?
It was
it's a SEMA build.
It's a SEMA build that is not, I'm not going to drive it down the road on a normal basis, but you've got Mark, who's done some really cool stuff.
It still beats
the AT-AT Bronco. He drives it on a daily, he wheels it, he does all the things with it, but it's still super cool and super modified. So it's really that, I think that there are some opportunities in the award side of things, because, Jess and I kind of talked about it too. Is like, she's like, I won't win it because like mine looks really cool, but it's PPF'd and like I live with it and I love it, and it's everything too. And so it's super cool, but it's not the extreme, even though Cotton Candy didn't win. So let's just be clear on that. It didn't win,
which
but
I was kind of happy it didn't.
Well, but I understand what you're saying, but my point is that I think that you're comparing apples and oranges, and it's hard to say number 1 goes to so-and-so and number 2 goes to, like whoever the winners are from that perspective. So just something to kind of think about from that perspective as well.
Yeah. And even Jeep, I don't know if this was in reference to the Jeep stuff, but everybody just needs to get along on this stuff.
No, it's a Bronco.
Okay. But even I've noticed that Gen 1 guy and maybe Gen 3 guys don't always like talk to each other. Like it's very I honestly hate to be like this, the boomer, because people would call me that anymore. And I'm not a boomer. But I do think there is a generational divide at sometimes that because this was the classic car that I wanted as a kid. I can now afford it.
Right.
I'm in my 60s, maybe 70s. And this is where I wanted to be. Now, like our daughter who loves old Broncos, will probably never own one because they'd be too expensive. But definitely that two-door that she got to sit in, that's obtainable for her. So therefore, in 4 years, she might be the second owner of something like that. Still wants to throw aftermarket on there. And to be honest, too, the Stampede do not cater at all of any parts, anything towards the other gens. And I'm sure that's not by design. I'm sure they've reached out.
Right.
It's just your wild horses and those. They're in California, man.
Right.
Like
they can't make 2 trips out.
Yeah, it's badass that they come out to support the one show.
Yeah, super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would take a lot for the early gens to be supported.
Well, and Justin Zimmerman said earlier, he said his booth, the booth that he was in, was actually decently busy on
nice
Saturday.
Skids,
right
man.
there.
Yeah, nice. Where it's working with the skid company.
So we actually had a good day Saturday.
I've got a video coming on ATN Offroad with the walk around of Justin's truck and all that.
Nice. We actually had a good day Saturday at the is it Asphere? Is that how you pronounce it?
It's Israeli.
Okay.
So I don't know if that.
So the booth that Justin was, we may be frozen over there. I kind of look like we are. Freeze for us too.
Hopefully they can still hear us. Let us know if you can still hear us while I fix the camera issue.
Oh, no, video's frozen, but they still get audio. Okay, so audio's still there, so that's good. Dave's working on the video. Well, I was looking through the comment section. So, okay, cool. You guys can still hear, so that's good. So yeah, the good thing is that, there was some more attendance at Okay, here's hoping you can hear us now.
Let us know if you can, if we're back.
Can you hear us? I feel like I'm on one of my Zoom meeting or my Teams meetings at work.
Right.
Back. Okay, cool. Right. Awesome. Thank you for that. Can you scroll up just a little
Yeah.
bit in the comment section?
Sure.
I had a train of thought and I kind of lost it when all that kind of went a little wild. Um, let's see. Deal Me In for 2024 says, let's be honest, 65% of early Broncos are trailer queens due to a lot of them still being stock engines and transmissions.
Well, that and you just don't unless you're with Haggerty or somebody for insurance, like you just can't afford to wreck them.
Good for you, Nick. Nick says, when I get my 1970 Bronco running, I'll be driving it a lot.
Awesome.
That's good. That's good. Loving it, you know. Let's see.
I know sometimes the first gen guys, I remember early on when I was just doing Bronco talk, they would be like, "Hey, you don't really talk a lot about that." And I'm like, "Well, that's a tough one to hey, let's today's news on
on
1969
right.
Bronco."
TN Code Monkey says, I don't see early gens out much, which makes sense. If I spent that kind of money, I wouldn't take mine out either.
Yeah.
I'd be honest, it would probably be a weekend warrior for me.
Sunday driver.
Yeah, Sunday driver, things like that. I probably wouldn't drive it on the daily only because you do spend so much money on it and it's beautiful and I want to keep it that way.
Or I
want
to
wear it out.
Or I want a patinoed one that you feel like you could take it around. You want to go out.
Yeah. This is the one I wanted to bring up. So Justin said, I did talk to a lot of couples where the husband has an old one and the wife has a new one, but they were there to find parts for her new Bronco. So good point. I mean, they realize that there's product out there for the Gen 6, but yeah, it is unfortunate that, there isn't too much for the old Bronco or the early Broncos.
Yeah. They're more maintaining.
Yes,
not adding to.
Exactly. And that's where Supercell comes in because you've got salvage parts, you've got parts that you can buy.
Was Tom's Offroad, I think's down that comes for that. A lot of that specialize in those. And then we talked with
Duff.
It was Duff who don't want modern parts. They only want to deal with that
exactly stuff. So just some kind of things to think about from that perspective. We'd love to definitely see. So hopefully Facebook came back as well. I see that there were some issues.
If not, and you're watching this after the fact, thank you.
It's true. Bronco Raptor isn't cheap. That is absolutely true. It is not cheap.
Yes.
We justify it because it's our only car. We don't have two.
Yeah, it's the only car payment we have. So let me pull these photos back up here. Continue on with the top. So yes, John Carson's I think Milton was saying
it's PPF'd as well.
Yeah. I was saying that.
And he wheels it.
Yeah.
He loves on his, gives it its whole experience.
Yeah. And now this is gonna act wonky. Okay. So a wonkiness was brought to you by
our internet connection.
Yes.
Apparently. But so all that to be said is our daughter absolutely loved the UT Bronco, and the owners of it actually said, if we ever sell it, you'll be the first one we call.
And we said no.
I said,
because we can't.
Please call us, but we probably won't be able to afford it at the time. So just know.
Yeah. All right. So this is some of the fun stuff that was out there. Now, I would never own this. I would never drive this. It's not my thing by any means. And the person that even drove this was not really fond of it.
So funny story. We were talking to her after we had already taken the picture, and she wanted to come over and kind of talk to us a little bit. And she goes, oh yeah, this is mine. And we're like, oh, that's really cool. We're like, we like the pink. She's like, I actually don't like pink.
Yeah.
And
like what?
Sydney and I were like, wait, what? She was like, yeah, I just put it on there because I figured it'd be better for resale value for pink. I said, well, what's your color? And she said teal. Yeah. And I was like,
we were thinking
teal would have worked on this too.
Yeah.
And I immediately thought of Allie and her teal love for it too. But yeah, so we took a picture of this. She actually said she had already had 3 offers that day to buy her
by the third offer
truck. By the third offer, it'd be like, let's talk about a deal.
Yeah, it's somebody else's Bronco. Like if somebody offers me money on ours.
Yeah.
And if
that's even what the number is, though.
It's even payoff right now.
Yeah.
It might be gone.
But all that to be said is like, so you see these and you see the ones that are drivable, and you see, I mean, this is obviously drivable,
they're driving
but I mean, it's not going to do what we would love to do with it. Like, we're not going to be able to take that thing out on the trails and actually rock crawl with those wheels and still come out unscathed.
But they're right at Pigeon Forge, driving up and down the roads. It would do perfect. But
that's the same thing you'll see with Jeep Invasion next week too. It's the same idea. You'll see I hate to call it a mall crawler, but you'll see mall crawlers like this that are souped up and all the things. And then you will see the ones that are meant to get out, get dirty, and do all the things. And then you'll see somewhere in between.
Let's do Bronco trivia here, Kelly. What model was this based around?
Oof.
Ding, 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 ding,
Well, it's got the big screen.
ding,
So be Lux package, right?
No, but which trim is this?
Oh. I can't see the buttons at the top.
You don't need the buttons.
Why don't I need the buttons?
Look at the seats.
Oh, I don't remember what
Outer Banks.
Outer Banks is the color.
I knew I would get you on that.
Yep.
Yep.
I didn't follow Outer Banks much.
I know, but definitely the brown dash. That's why they're throwing the pink blanket up there, trying to like you could have furried that thing or whatever, like put over it and been all right.
See, they all knew.
Yeah.
Outer Banks. And they knew in the grill.
They've been with me for a long time.
Yeah.
Here was another one, Mr. DS18. Of course, this is a speaker company. So they want outrageous things to bring people to their booth. Once again, not something I would drive, but hey man, more power to you. And it did drive around. I seen him driving around town.
Yeah. But I wonder if there was any rubbing.
Yeah. Which model is this one, Kelly?
That is what we call a trash panda.
That's right. I was spoofing Kelly. This was so they were still building some of the places where we were at staying. And I told Jess wanted to see a bear so bad this weekend. And I said,
we saw one at Supercell.
Yeah. I ran out there and said, hey, there's a bear out here. And y'all come running out and you're like, that's not a bear. I said,
no, he was like, there's a baby right down there. And I was like, bull crap. You wouldn't be as ballsy as you are standing out here if you did.
I said, it's a trash panda, man.
And then there was a trash panda.
Yeah. But lots of, this time of year, sunsets are just freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So this was us at the mall, of course it's a mall crawl.
We had the mall crawl.
Yeah, we got a mall crawl. So Rough Country's booth, I have to say, me and Mark, I did an interview with him and Mark filmed it for me. Mark asked before the interview, we were really asking some good questions. Rough Country, and you'll see it in the video. They really have I won't say a bad reputation, but their reputation is more of a cheap stuff. And I've noticed over the past couple of years, they've really been trying to shed that reputation. They do have American-made stuff in Tennessee, which I'm always happy about, especially if it's in, I won't say my local community, but because they're in West Tennessee, but it's in Tennessee, so that's good. And they said they have over 800 people working for them over there now.
That's awesome.
Like that's a lot of jobs created.
Well, and you had talked to them 3 years ago, and you were surprised, like that was was the story that they were, going towards at that point too. Is that they were essentially saying, hey, that's not what we're all about.
Yeah.
Like we are this, and this, and so super cool to hear that is 3 years later still.
Yeah.
The process and the plan for their company.
But almost everything on this is their parts. I didn't know they were making wheels now. So these wheels down there are their brand wheels. Now, they remind me of the 60th anniversary that I don't like that much, but
I like them.
I mean, once again, like I'm not the arbiter of it. It's either I like it or it's not. Nobody can have it. All the suspension under this, of course, is going to be theirs. All the bull bar and stuff, the lights. But these fenders. Now, I know Allie worked with Best Top or whoever was doing some square fenders like this, but they were always in the black molded in color.
Mm-hmm.
The Rough Country is now selling them. There's no drilling, no nothing, they factory mounts, but they have color matching fenders for your Bronco.
Huh.
And I said, really? All colors?
Like,
he
are
goes,
they close?
Well, I mean, that looks pretty damn close. Yeah. But I guess they recently bought out a major fender company. And so it's allowed them to start offering
a branch out.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I believe it's Bushwhackers who they own now. But these fenders freaking looked amazing. I don't know if it's because they're color matched, why they might look a little better than, to me, the blacks don't translate as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize till I was taking some pictures of this that they, I was like, oh shit, they didn't cut those. Just factory fenders.
That's cool.
But yeah, I was really impressed with what was his name? Sean. I know Jess and them will know him.
I didn't talk to him. So.
But super nice guy, man. Really, really nice guy. Of course, we had to talk to Turn.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to actually have a Turn on a live show coming up. But we interviewed him. Mark did a hell of a job interviewing him. You could tell he was excited to talk to him.
Yes.
They're excited to talk to Mark. Of course, Mark's done some product develop like things.
Yep.
So
Seth,
thank you. I knew it was an S. But it was nice to see everything because I at Supercell I didn't get a really good chance to see turns vehicles, so it was nice to get to see everything they're doing. And dude, they came on market quick,
Yeah.
and they've got everything. Like they've really they've thrown money at developing Bronco parts and
Which is very cool.
yeah. And I got to know them through their tops, and I probably put my foot in my mouth. Imagine that. And
Imagine
I
that.
said when I needed a top, I probably would have bought your top, but I didn't like the branding on the side of it. And he goes, "Well, we do because it's for." And I'm not the only one. This has been on the forums like crazy. Of hey, if you would just solid there, we buy your top. But yeah, I probably shouldn't have said that. But I occasionally, probably why everybody likes me on here, is I'm going to put my foot in my mouth and say something stupid. So I did say something stupid. Mark recovered. Did a hell of an interview with those guys. Super nice couple out of California. Morimoto, Kelly. These are the new taillights that Mark may or may not have really got giddy about.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me.
What do you think of these things?
So what am I looking at? So
This is the
explain to
rear.
me
They're
what
the
we're
rear
looking at.
taillights.
No, I get that, but I'm saying, what do they do, or what?
Well, you know what taillights do.
Dude, you know the question I'm asking.
So these are smoky.
Okay.
The lenses are. These are clear.
Okay.
Obviously, you have the center for the brightness of it. There's turn signals. I want to say they do like the Mustang. They might
Like strobe through it.
strobe through it a little bit. I think on our socials we have a short video showing these.
Okay.
Do what they do.
So definitely check
Yeah,
them out.
so they're not the flush mount like Oracle does.
Okay, so
but they're not the big factory stick out.
So they're like middle of ground.
Yeah, kind of middle ground. So if you have that big tire, you don't
Mhm.
want that tire being when you open your tailgate. Maybe it gives you a little extra room to open your tailgate up.
Got it.
But yeah, no, this was I was really impressed with those.
So I think they're cool. You asked my opinion on them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I apologize.
So what do I think of them? So I think they're cool. I think I'd have to see them on the vehicle itself to make a decision as to whether it would be for me or if it wouldn't. So I like that they're showing them side to side so that you can kind of see the difference between the two of them.
Mhm.
But I think I would have to see them on a Bronco to really kind of see, what the final result would be essentially.
I got you. I got you. And I will say that is true, stuff like that. And these they can be expensive. Some of this can be expensive at times.
Unbridled. Click on unbridled. Oof. Morimoto may have gotten a lot of pocket change from our house.
Oh, I know.
I mean, if that was pocket change, we got to talk. We got to figure out how to make that our pocket change is all I'm going to say about that.
Right.
And I won't spill the beans on that any further. But TN Code Monkey says I was impressed with the Armadillo top, but I'm staying factory soft top till it needs to be replaced. I don't blame you on that. Really, who was I talking to this weekend?
Well, let's not go away.
I was talking to somebody this weekend about how we would have stuck with the soft top for a long time.
Yeah, we were happy with it.
If we would have kept Rebecca and there wasn't we didn't get the option to buy the hard top, we would have stuck with it because the soft top is really, it's your escape key.
I am.
Oh, never mind then. I think the computer just is not happy with you right now.
It's being silly.
Sorry, y'all, technical issues.
Yeah. Carry on.
But we would have stuck with the soft top for quite a long time because we loved it. It was actually really good. I liked being able to stop at a stoplight, pop it back, and do know that those of you that do have a soft top, it's not meant to last forever. Think about
They have a 5 to 8 year lifespan.
Think about a convertible car of some sort that you can think of from the 90s. Most of them need new tops, right? So it's kind of the same concept. It's going to get beat by weather. It's going to get beat by sun. It's going to get beat by all the different things. So don't expect it to last forever. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're a soft top owner for the long-term review.
Right. Oh, and here, Kelly, I want to bring this up real quick because, it's what a great place for Mark to be paused at. Like,
Huh. Oh, says no audio. Mark says no audio, but then Jess says modding with Mark. So maybe you guys heard it. I don't really know. If not, go check out the short.
Get on one of our socials. You'll find that short.
Yeah, we're not really sure what's going on with our tech tonight. We're
Yeah.
really sorry.
Yeah.
It's just not one. Do Control Alt Delete. Hold on, guys. Task Manager.
I'm going.
Scroll. Your photos probably. Shut that down. End task.
Yay.
Anyway, sorry guys.
All right, Animal. You're killing me down there, dude.
Yep.
You guys have no idea the nastiness we're smelling right now.
They don't want to have smell-o-vision, so don't tell them anymore.
Yeah,
they don't need to know.
I don't want them to do that.
Douglas Blair says, love my 22 top. It's doing great. I'm glad to hear it. We actually had, and then we can go to whatever your next thing is, but we actually were talking with Kelly this weekend. I can't remember what her last name was, but we were talking about she's looking potentially for a soft top because she has a hard top.
Oh, yes.
And they live out there. Yeah, and they live out there. And we were actually going to the Real Truck booth, aka Havoc. And we're looking at the soft tops there. And I will say the one thing that aftermarket hasn't been able to really master, in my opinion, yet has been the soft top in the beefiness of the framing itself when you pop it back at a light.
Well, because they're playing with a cost. There's a certain price point.
For sure. So just kind of keep that in mind. What's coming from the factory, I still think is probably the best quality out there from that perspective of like sturdiness and flipping it back and things like that. But that's just been my experience with it from when I've kind of seen a few different ones. So that would be something that I would say is that the factory one is great.
Yeah. And overall though, for the event, it was a rough year for the event in general that we saw out there. I feel for Justin because I know I talked to him for a minute and you could just see in his face of like, he's doing that, got to put the smile on. And
he wants it to be successful because he wants it to be successful for the community.
Well, because he lives in that community. So it's great for him to help his community.
For sure.
But if you guys have ever been on try it out next year, man. They're going to bounce back and I think it's going to be fun. He's committed. But they do have an Overland one coming up, and that's what I meant to bring back up. I apologize.
It'll be this fall while he's pulling it up for you. It will be this fall at the same place, right there in Pigeon Forge at the LeConte Center.
Right.
And so definitely be sure to check it out if you happen to be in the area. In October.
Yes. So they're going to do this. And I think, honest to God, and I hope it doesn't happen, but I think eventually this replaces if the Bronco one doesn't pick up, this would be kind of a better suited for that time period because this lets everybody come hang out. So Jeep guys, we knew Jeep guys were there already when Bronco event was going on because they want that whole week of just partying and having fun.
Right.
But then you got Toyota guys, we all wheel together. So it'd be fun to be able to have events that you can go to. And so Smoky Mountain Overland Invasion. And so one more thing I want to say, get rid of Stampede. Get rid of that name, Stampede.
Be clear on what you're saying.
Just call it Invasion. I know the Jeep guys threw a fit because initially it was going to be called Bronco Invasion. Just call it because he's calling the Overland one Invasion.
Yeah.
Just wipe the slate clean.
Yep.
It's Bronco Invasion. Be done with it.
Well, and I think that helps with some of the unsure of what's happening thing too. So like, I think a lot of people didn't know what was happening because they didn't really know what it was necessarily from that perspective.
What's Jess got going on?
Unbridled Bronco says one of the best parts of any Bronco event is us coming together and enjoying the Bronco community and reuniting with friends from around the country. For that, Stampede was great. Completely agree.
You can tell Jess is our PR team lead.
I would, what we didn't talk about, and we'll just talk about it really quickly before we move on. But to Jess's point, Saturday night was a lot of fun. Now we left apparently before the true party happened under the bridge at Quaker Steak, but
We wanted to go. Me and you wanted to go drive up to Gatlinburg. And stuff.
right. So we actually left before the true party happened apparently, but we
Quaker
showed up.
Steak.
Yes, Quaker Steak and Lube, which Dave thought was just an old oil change place, and I said we're going to eat there. Why are we going to eat there? Because it's a restaurant. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's Quaker Steak. Not Quaker State.
I have my dumb moment.
So anyhow, we showed up. We parked under the bridge. Got our Ponies of the Smokies picture with our Bronco.
We were number
in
one.
Front of it. We were number one,
there.
and got our pictures. Went in, had dinner, came back down, and there were a lot of Broncos that showed up really under there. So we had a really good time.
Local friends that we were there for the event were there.
Yeah.
John Carson, who I never got to meet, was there, so that was fun getting to meet
and that
him.
Was the picture that you were showing was under the bridge.
Yeah.
And we left probably about 8:30. Probably about 8:30. We went.
Was not getting dark yet, but almost.
Yeah, so it's probably about 8:30. We left. We went and grabbed some ice cream, and then went and drove downtown Gatlinburg. And then when we got back to our cabin, Jess and Mark were like, "Oh man, you missed the party." Apparently, there was a party kind of under there.
Well, the Jeep one is
low country
Bronco.
Low country Bronco. Actually,
be nice.
No, I was being nice.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say, like, showed up.
She's a pillar of the community.
And gosh, why would I ever? I've never said anything.
I know
bad.
I'm the one that would ruin somebody's reputation.
Gosh. But no, she showed up apparently, and they were line dancing. They were using her speakers out of the back.
Well, yeah, because she has that that wild Bronco, that speaker company. She has all their stuff in her.
So it was super cool, and apparently we missed the whole party of it, and we're really kind of sad we missed it because I think it would have been a blast. So all that to be said, that even though we feel like there definitely needs to be a whole lot more in attendance, the community feel was there.
Yeah, it was still fun.
Definitely go next year if you're not going to.
And if you went, you're watching this Woodward. And you went and you're like, oh man, I wish I'd do this. Remember, what do I always say? How do you approach a manufacturer? What do I always say?
You don't say I hate it. You say, hey, this is what
you can't go. This sucks.
You can't say this sucks and I hated it. You've got to say, hey, these are the things that I recommend for maybe some adjustments to the experience.
Which I will talk. There was one couple things I want to talk to Justin about, and there was one that Jess and Mark brought up that.
Which we'll talk about.
I'm not spoiling it, but that should be fun.
Yes, Low Country. She is a hoot. She is hilarious. She's awesome.
Justin Zimmerman was a hoot too, except for we were leaving when he was showing up.
One of these times, Justin. One of these times.
To the moon.
Right, and it won't just be on the back patio of the company at Supercell.
That's right. We'll party properly.
We'll get a chance to.
But I want to finish this up for this. I'm definitely going to go to this because once again, if it's even in between Bronco and what Jeep does, it's going to be a hell of a fun time. And I love overlandy parts. I would never really consider us overlanders because we really haven't camped in a long time. We would be over trailerers.
We're glampers now.
Yeah, we would be more glamping. But I still there's a camper company out there, BDS Campers out of Tennessee, that I would love to. I don't have 30 grand for their camper though.
No.
But best I've ever seen. But I would love to get into that style, that teardrop style. But you want a bathroom. So.
I do. Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm pumped for this one. We were hoping to get back next week to, or I guess this week to Jeep Invasion. But then I found out my damn daughter's got a softball game. We've already missed one, so I can't really
on Friday night.
BRS,
so we'll see. BRS, yes.
Campers. BDS is suspension or something. There's too many, like all these acronyms. I can't handle like all
100%. So just don't. Yes, Justin. I know. Sure, I know. We're terrible people. I promise you.
Yeah.
Arkansas the week prior. Yeah, totally get it. Yeah, the t-shirt designs were fun actually.
Yeah, they do a really good job.
This is a Bucky's shirt, so this is not a show shirt, but I'll probably wear my show shirt next week on the show if I remember and how I can find it, or if we get it taken care of. But anyway, so definitely check it out next year. just know that it's more of a vendor show, but do show up so that there's an sorry, we're still having some computer issues over here.
Yep. Go ahead, continue.
I don't know, you distracted me.
Sorry. Show up to the event, have fun.
These two, the honest, fun America folks reel. Yeah, Mark, exactly. Jeep Invasion, Overland Invasion. And it's not even Bronco Stampede. It's Great Smoky Mountain Stampede. So it's not even like the Bronco name isn't even in there. The only thing I can think of, so hear me out. The only thing I can think of is Justin and his team knew that Ford was kind of going after like some folks for using the Bronco name.
No, the Bronco or the Jeep people threw a fit over the Bronco Invasion name.
Why?
Remember when we went to our first Jeep Invasion, they had all the banners like I had up for it said
was
Bronco Invasion,
wasn't it?
and the people ate him up about it.
Well, get over it.
I know it's Jeep. I like Jeep people, man, but you're not the only one out there.
Isn't Overlanding East 2 weeks before that? I'm not sure where Overlanding East. Wait. Overland
On this one,
East?
maybe. Well, I don't know. They're not doing it at the Biltmore anymore, but it's somewhere in October. And I would say he's probably in line with when they're doing it, so those vendors can just pop right into this one. Justin's pretty sharp with that stuff. All right. Okay. So final thing I wanted to talk about was the news came out. Once again, I've been out of pocket per se, but Kelly, there's that little pesky Ford pickup truck, the Maverick.
Yep.
And everybody's been like, why is nobody taking this thing on? It outsells a Ranger like crazy for Ford. And nobody's really taking it on. And there's always been this, well, Ram's got something coming. And so I want to show you this. This was 2020 when this came up. Screen. And so all my little birdies, they always send me things. And they sent me this. And at first glance, you would go, well, that's just a 1500, right?
Mm-hmm.
Except no, they were like, no, Dave, this was the size of a small sedan, like a small car. It was not a full-size truck. And you can see in the back, you can see definitely they're working on some bracing. It's a unibody. There is no gap in here whatsoever. You can see the door gap, but it's a unibody construction vehicle. And of course, this was early in this channel's names. People didn't know me. They're like, dude, that's just a 1500. And I let it go. I was like, nah,
right.
Whatever. But I knew that they were definitely testing some small trucks like the Maverick per se. And so we've been waiting for this news to pop up wherever it went, because my computer's acting just goofy. And well, the Rampage Motor Trend dropped this, and there was a few other outlets that got to drop this. The Rampage is what they're calling this in Brazil. I think here in America, this would definitely be called the Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
But unibody construction. Now, I believe this is either hybrid or pure EV for that market. I think right now in America, current administration is not pro EV.
Right.
So I can see them going, might want to put a small engine in this thing.
Just hold it right there.
But Ram's been knocking their designs. I love it. They knock them out of the park. It's probably one of my favorite full-size trucks besides like the Toyota Tundra right now, design-wise. I love the look of them. We had that Rebel for a while.
Yep.
I loved that truck, man. It was a great truck. What do you think about like another small pickup truck, a true everything I'm reading about this is slightly larger than the Maverick, but not by much. But what do you think about some competition for Maverick?
Well, I think Ford proved that there is a market for the Maverick size.
Yes.
So I think it's smart on Ram's behalf to say, hey, let's go ahead and jump in that Maverick market a little bit, because I think that there's plenty of people out there that don't quite want, which we've talked about, the midsize truck is the same as a full-size truck in the 90s. So the full-size truck is even bigger than that. So
it's a Mack truck now, a diesel truck.
So if you think about it, and sorry, folks that don't know how to drive trucks out there. Like, I like driving a full-size truck. because I get used to it and how I drive it and things like that. But there are plenty of people out there that don't know how to drive even a mid-sized truck. So I think they'd like the fact that this is probably more similar to an SUV in the way that you're parking and the way that you're living it and all the things. They want the SUV feel, but they also want the capability of a truck, which is kind of why Gladiator has been somewhat successful, because people want the like you've called it, the Swiss Army knife of things. This is going to be a Swiss Army knife in a different version of things, which is what Maverick is showing that what we need in the market. And so I honestly, like, I don't care for a unibody. I just don't. It always reminds me of which one is it? It's the Avalanche for some reason when we talk about it. So to me, I never dig a unibody, but I think to answer your question, if Ram comes out with a competition for the Maverick, I think it's a home run.
Yeah. And where's GM been in all this? All these companies. So Maverick made its debut in late 1920, somewhere in there. All these companies have had 5 years to get in that market. Freaking Ford's just owning it. And guess what? They've got continued new customers, old customers rebuying new ones. Like, they're building an audience with that. And these other guys have been late to the game. Now, with Ram, unfortunately, they're hinged by Stellantis, who this week knows what they want to do. Next week, they don't know what they're
trying to survive right now.
GM, to some extent, is the same way. They're stupid committee focused. If it's not in front of Mary's, the CEO, like, who knows? Can't tell you how GM's still profitable, but they are. They're very profitable. But something like this would be nice for the market. It looks, of course, I don't know if this is a rendering or a real picture, but it does look slightly wider than the Maverick, which would be nice. Maverick is definitely that very, built around the Bronco Sport and all that platform. You can definitely tell it's a little narrow. But no, I'm very hip to this, and hopefully with news breaking, this, I believe, once again, is out for the Brazilian market. But if this as a Dakota, because fans of the Ram brand, the Dodge Ram, want the Dakota to come back, I think it would be pretty nice to do that. And even, they have that Renegade. The Jeep was built around the Renegade platform, little SUV, which is Fiat, if I remember right. I'm sure that's where this is probably based around. It'll be definitely a front wheel drive. People like the nice driving like a car,
right?
But then you get a little utility. So I was excited to be that. I'm not going to jump too deep into this because I have not read anything about this just yet, but it was news that came across my vision board, and I wanted to just glance and talk about it.
No, I think it'd be cool. I want to see it. Come to market.
Yeah, I would like to see it come to market as well, because I like cars. Trucks. I just like new things.
Well, some versatility, as long as it's not something ugly like you usually like.
Well. And deal me in. I saw this, and I have to say, well, I'm glad they haven't named it Bronco Invasion just yet, because literally all 3 Broncos that attended this year could fit in a Harbor Freight store. Yeah, that's so you're not going to see an overall video on that, because I just can't. I didn't want to do a disservice to the event.
I think Jess was working on something, though. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, maybe short form
of the
something.
Event. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But as far as a breakdown of that, last year I think I did something. This year I'm going to have something on allterrainnationmedia.com tomorrow. My thoughts a little bit more detailed.
Allterrainnation.com. Yeah. You said media.
I know, I changed it.
So don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Allterrainnation.com.
Been a long weekend. But yeah, I'll have some more detailed thoughts on that. And then we have some good interviews coming from it. We have Rough Country. I talked to them. We talked to Turn Offroad. So there's that. And I talked to Justin with
AFIS.
What is it? ARSIR or something?
Oh, sorry, Justin.
Sorry, Justin. We're not purposely
You'll kill
pushing
us.
it. But yes, so we have 3 more interviews coming out from the event.
Yeah.
And it's part companies that I was interested in talking to, because trust me, they all had time to want to talk to me.
And honestly, check out all the platforms, because we did a little bit of something for everything, I think, this time. We did a little something on Facebook Shorts. We did a little something on Instagram, did a little something on King. YouTube.
He's doing the producer role now.
ASFIR 4x4. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so check out all the platforms, because we've done a little bit of something, and check out ATN Offroad as well. Yes, and Patreon
Douglas
too.
Blair is my
my
Patreon guy.
Yes, check out Patreon too. And we do have Sydney Then he walked around the Mountains to Metal booth with me. We did a little walk around there, talked a little bit there. So definitely be sure.
Oh yeah, my daughter made her debut on the channel, really, and did. If you watch the top 10 video, the first 2, you could tell she was a little nervous, didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
By the last one, dude, she was like, knew right where to be.
Well, and honestly, the mashup that you did today of her with her in it, like being the third one that we both shared on Facebook, she was so confident in that Bronco. Like, so sorry, shameless plug for our kid. We thought she did really well this weekend. So definitely check it out for sure. Yeah. I'm sure there's something we could have ripped out of there for Marital Nation this weekend too.
We had a few little, not spats, but we had a few little get aggravated with each other.
I mean, when you live together, work together, sleep in terrible beds together.
I cannot wait. That's guys in I got a thing here. But yeah, I'm going to my bed and I'm going to relax in it for about 4 minutes and then I'm going to be passed out
100%.
and I'm going to do some more work tomorrow. So in the comments below, if you made it this far watching this, we greatly appreciate that.
Yes.
I tip my cap to you and say thank you for that because it means a lot.
Yes.
Guys, and I want to say this too. Watch time on any of our videos means a lot because I've preached that, hey, YouTube is definitely down across the board. My buddy Tim with the D Estradal put a video out talking about, hey, my channel's slightly down. I've talked to all the major channels about it. I've talked to a few of those channels that everything's down right now. So watch time means everything. Even if you walk away from the video, you found interest in the first 4 minutes. You're like, I got to move on or I got somewhere to be. Let it play. That's all I ask. Let it play. Smash the like button and all the fun things. Shameless plug for letting it play. So if you made it this far, let us know in the comments. Let's see. What can fun hashtag? Hashtag Dave's an idiot. So if you
that one's a good one.
Christ, we just crashed YouTube somehow. So whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive.
Does it matter what you drive, Kelly?
Well, Dave's an idiot tonight, so it really doesn't matter what you drive, except for all the things we talked about tonight and all the Broncos and the Jeeps.
That's right. This has been your All Terrain Nation. I'm your host, David Boyd.
I'm Kelly Boyd.
We're out. Peace, everybody. Love y'all.